management. The decreasing serial beta HCG level up to 200 tubal pregnancies is when we suspect. No evidence of intra-abdominal bleeding or rupture. The diameter of the ectopic mass not greater than 2 centimeter. Actually, the decision is based only on the initial HCG and repeat HCG titers and not based on the size of the ectopic to have an expectant mass. So medical management, you all know the methotrexate is anti-neoplastic drug, which is effective against rapidly proliferating trophoblast. So it is used and the success is great if hemodynamically patient stable, willing for follow-up, and the gestation is less than 6 weeks, and the tubal mass should be less than 3.5. The fetus, there is no cardiac activity, the success rate is better, and beta HCG is less than 5,000 international units. So there is a
Sorry
lot
to
of
interrupt.
advantage in
We are
medical
running out
management.
of time.
Minimal
Sorry.
hospitalization, if you can even treat with outpatient treatment, quick recovery, 90% success. The contraindication is when there is abdominal hemorrhage, liver disease or renal disease, blood dyskaryosis, immunodeficiency, alcohol, and peptic ulcer. So there are two regimes, a single dose or a variable dose. Methotrexate 50 milligrams per meter square, but you have to measure beta HCG on 4 days and 7. If there is a decrease in 15%, that means it is better prognosis. If the fetal cardiac activity present even after 7 days, you repeat the dextrose and start as a new case. When variable dose, we will give one methotrexate first day, third day, fifth day, 7, and folinic acid on second, 4, 6, 8, and continue to monitor them till the beta HCG is undetectable. So these are all the side effects: stomatitis, diarrhea, impaired liver function, pneumonia, all those things. So the treatment effects increase in abdominal pain because of the methotrexate. There will be an increase in it causes lysis, and there may be an initial increase in first 3 days. That is why when it decreases 15% at the third day, it means it is responding. The signs and treatment of failure include significantly worsening abdominal pain, regardless of the change in serum beta HCG. When hemodynamically unstable, level of beta HCG do not decline at least 15% between 4th and 7th post-treatment, and increasing or plating of beta HCG level after first week of treatment. That means it is failure. So as you all know, acute condition, we have to resuscitate and we have to decide about either a laparotomy or a laparoscope. And in that three modalities, we have to do salpingotomy, salpingostomy, salpingectomy can be done. So the conservative surgeries, the patient when desires to conserve her fertility, when hemodynamically stable, unruptured, and the contralateral tube is absent or damaged. So what we do is that is salpingotomy. Otomy means opening. A linear incision is made on the antimesenteric border immediately over the ectopic, and leave it as unsutured, and it heals by secondary infection. That is called salpingotomy. When the other tube is very badly damaged, we have to do it a conservative surgery. So we will do a antimesenteric incision and leave it open so that it will heal. And after evacuating, you have to do a saline wash and leave it unsutured. The next conservative management is,
Sorry
yeah,
to disturb, ma'am. We are running out of time. 3 more minutes, ma'am.
yeah, I'm finishing. So salpingostomy, we have to do a suturing. After removing the ectopic, we have to suture it. That is the salpingostomy. So surgical management, sometimes we have to do a radical salpingectomy when there is an uncontrolled hemorrhage, when it is extensively diseased, and a chronic tubal pregnancy when she has completed the family. So the surgically administered methotrexate, either through laparoscope or through the ultrasound, we can do it. So these are all the drugs which can be used for surgically administered. So anti-D immunoglobulin, when the patient is having Rh negative, we should be giving anti-D. So recently, the incidence of cesarean ectopic is increasing. The management is a little tricky. We can even either give methotrexate or surgically remove the ectopic, the reconstruction of the uterus. In multi, we may have to do hysterectomy. Similarly, the cervical pregnancy also, it is rare, but it is giving a big problem because it will end up in massive hemorrhage. So uterine artery embolization may be required and multi in hysterectomy. So the pregnancy in fallopian tube is a black cat on a dark night, but it may make its presence felt in a subtle way and leap at you, or it may slip past unobserved, although it is difficult to distinguish from cats of other colors in darkness. Illumination clearly identifies. So the TBS is there, the HCG level we can pick up. So to complete, the gestation trophoblastic also can cause first trimester bleeding. So it can be a 3 different things. So partial mode, we have to do MTP, follow up for 1 to 2 years. Complete, we may have to do chemotherapy, invasive also chemotherapy. So to conclude, inadequately rising beta HCG levels do not distinguish between ectopic and failing intrauterine pregnancy. The quantitative serum beta HCG level rise is reassuring, but not indicative of normal pregnancy always. So we have to give a guarded reassurance and a watchful waiting are appropriate if fetal heart sounds are detected, if patient is medically stable, if there is no adnexal mass or a clinical sign of intraperitoneal bleeding. This is to sum up the management. So the highest wisdom is to distinguish the good and evil. And similarly, to distinguish the many conditions in first trimester bleeding, we have to have a discriminated criteria for the TBS and the quantitative serum beta HCG to distinguish between different conditions. And thank you for patient listening.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your detailed presentation, ma'am. Everything was covered in this presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. So we have come to the end of our today's session. So from morning, we have inputs from our various speakers. It was indeed an academic extravaganza. So I think all the PGs would be benefited by this. So all the best, PGs. Hope you come out with flying colors. Thank you, Paraniappan sir, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, one and all. So PGs, kindly do fill the feedback form before logging out. Then only you will be able to get your certificates. So thank you, sir. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mrinalini and team. And tomorrow we will, PGs, please log in at time. So we'll start sharp at 12:30. And Hepsi ma'am, thank you for that detailed presentation. Thank you very much, ma'am.